Leo, congratulations. Leinster Rugby are into the semi-final of the Heineken Champions Cup. Your immediate reaction?
Yeah, no, delighted. Huge shift from the guys, obviously get through. Incredibly tough place to come. Amazing atmosphere at the game. Literally from the moment we got off the bus, it was incredible to see that sea of blue and support. And yeah, like there was some really good parts, particularly in the first half. Nice clinical moments in terms of executing. You know, Josh Fleury gets in for a good try, Robbie Henshaw gets in for a good try, and which gives us that bit of breathing space, you know, in terms of the scoreboard piece. Some big moments in terms of defensive sets as well. Down at this end of the field, James Ryan comes up with a big steal. You know, some good defensive contact points in terms of some of the tackle bits as well. And obviously Leicester, they were pushing, they got into the corner a few times. So started the second half, then we probably just were a little bit inaccurate at different stages. We knew Leicester would come back strong. We talked about it at half time, but you still got to deal with it as well, so especially away from home. So they had a lot of pressure on us eventually to get in the corner for a try. And again, even the next probably 10 or 12 minutes of the game, we're still struggling to get out of our end, making hard work at a few different occasions. But we weathered that storm, get up. Ross kicks a penalty there. Gets us to 23-7, and then it was just trying to manage out the last bit of the game. Obviously, a fair bit of disruptions with both teams. With substitutions coming on and off as well, and there was a bit of the sting was gone out of the game, but it was still Leicester. There were a threat always. You get in for that maul try, so there's plenty of parts of the performance that we can get better at. But yeah, delighted to get a win. We knew it was going to be very, very tough over here, and anyway, for us it's just about looking forward now on to next week in Toulouse, and it's short to sell out the game, but hopefully the Leinster fans will try and support the team now next week, and it'll be a huge semi-final against the 5 times champions Toulouse, current top 14 champions, and a lot of those guys would have represented France and be Grand Slam champions as well, so that are playing for Toulouse. So yeah, unbelievably exciting challenge.
You mentioned breathing space. You certainly needed it because Leicester Tigers came at you all guns blazing and started that second half, and you needed every one of those 20 points to just allow you that cushion to just keep your noses ahead. Yeah,
like, you didn't really want to get it drawn into that real tight dogfight of a game. So, credit to the players. They managed the game particularly well in the first half, and they dug in the second half at different stages where we're under a lot of pressure. Because Leicester are a good team. They haven't lost here at all this season. Going very, very well, sitting top of the Premiership and all the rest, all the things that we were well aware of going into the game. So they made life difficult for us. There's a lot of quality players in their team. So credit to the players, they dug in and stuck at it. But you'll ask the question, like, why were we getting some of those situations? And we well documented in terms of we hadn't played for the last couple of weeks in terms of a lot of lads. Some of them even a little bit further than that as well, going back a few weeks prior to that again. So I think the game hopefully will be good for us. It was never going to be the perfect performance, was it? So and in knockout rugby away from home, that's what you get. It's a huge amount of pressure. The stats tell us, 75% of the time the home team win, and when you see the away team winning in the first game, it's going to be very, very hard. So anyway, we're delighted to get the win. I thought it was two good teams going at it in front of 2 great sets of supporters as well, and that's what you want to see in the tournament. And for us, trying to get our guys back now tonight and put in a decent week's work, because it's again just the setup is slightly different than what we've been used to in years gone by. So to go from quarterfinal straight into semi-final, that's a challenge. Just trying to turn it around now, and so making sure guys are freshen up and look after themselves and all the rest, and we could put a good plan in place and just get excited to get after the week now, because we've done a lot of hard work to get to this point. The group has worked incredibly hard. Very competitive group that we've had. So just for our guys, just to be excited, everybody get excited, about the week. It doesn't get any better really in terms of tournament. We managed to get back to the Aviva for a home game now, and against, as I said, the five times champions of Europe, and all the tradition and heritage that they have as a club. So it doesn't get much better than that.
Just finally, Leo, you mentioned a dogged team performance, but just some of the individual performance, in particular James Ryan, back after a lengthy absence, I think it's fair to say. And then he comes off and Joe McCarthy comes on for his European debut. Great night for Joe, but for James as well, important that he got out there, put in a performance, and he had some massive moments out there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like a couple of massive line-out steals when we're defending 5-metre line-outs, which are just huge momentum shifts in the game. It just knocks the stuffing out of the attacking team, was Leicester in those cases. You know, Joe coming on, as you say, like, it's fantastic to see his rise over the course of the season. You know, thinking back, watching him in Trinity in a couple of games, you know, watched all those AL games over the course of the year, and you're like, ooh, there's something pretty special about Joe from those performances. So Graham, you know, coming into this type of a colder atmosphere to get on there at the end is fantastic in terms of his development. So definitely one for the future, Joe. Hopefully he has a bright career in front of him. But yeah, no, Graham, as you touched on, great to have James back in the mix, get through whatever that was, 75 odd minutes. So something to build on ahead of next week.